Jordan and Pippen, and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
So tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever laced them up, and Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards, and then you had guys in a system that was, just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing errors that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Chris Bosh. And there's Kemba Walker. Then there's Howard. And it's Lamb at the 2.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
A nice shot by Howard.
Outstanding presence of mind. Howard is as dependable as he gets there.
Just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Dunn, and he banks in the layup. Dunn's got his first bucket of the night.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Walker dishes to Howard. Outside, Walker. He kicks it to Kidd-Gilchrist. And a wide open look for Lamb. From outside, off the mark. For Chicago, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. They set the pick. Now, here's Dunn, guarded by Walker. Just 5 to shoot. Dunn passes to Felicio. And that one is off. Great D that time from Howard. Walker goes in. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Walker is a confident player. Never bashfully going to work down inside.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. To the middle. Smith, no luck.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Nobody near Kidd-Gilchrist. They grabbed their own miss. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Felicio. 23 points his last outing. Down low. And then Smith with the jam.
Oh, wait a minute. He was the former 2005 NBA slam dunk contestant, right? Taking flight. Oh, he's just a high-flying dunker.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Here's Bosh. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Smith against Kidd-Gilchrist. Markkanen dishes to Smith. Now, here's Markkanen. Defense right on him. Back to Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's good, 2 points. Chris, you've been broadcasting as an analyst for the better part of a decade now. Talk about your process when you personally prepare for a broadcast, prepare for a game.
Wow, that's crazy. It is almost the better part of a decade. It doesn't seem that long. I can't believe I've been retired that long, but...
I know.
Right? I can't. Wow, time flies,
I can't
man.
either.
I have to thank so many of the guys that I've worked with that have taught me kind of how to do it. But my process is kind of like a basketball game when I play. There's a scouting report. I look at the scouting report. I look at the stats for the season. I compare the 2 teams. I look at this if I was playing for Team A, what would we have to do? What would my role be? And then I look at it for Team B. I love coaching and management and looking at all those things. And so it gives me a chance to play all those roles and then come up with the game plan. And then from there, I just try to make sure I kind of stick to the rules of commentating when we start the game and go from there. But my preparation is really to get deep into the numbers of each team, but then more importantly, how they've been playing, add that context of what I did as a player, and I know what the teams are going through along with all those analytics, and then kind of just let it fly, and hopefully the fans have fun watching it, but that's my process.
Chicago making some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Felicio. Nance comes in for Markkanen, and it's Jaron Grant in for Dunn. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Zeller comes in for Chris Bosh. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Harrison in for Jeremy Lamb. The Hornets shooting their first free throw of the night here. And so he hits the technical free throw. And with sponsors coming to NBA jerseys this season, Hornets fans have to be pleased with their initial sponsor. Makes perfect sense when an owner also owns a shoe brand.
Oh, yeah, Brand Jordan as the owner sponsor just made too much sense. You like how seamless and unobtrusive it's been. If you have to have a jersey sponsor, you can do a lot worse than the Hornets.
1:19 left to play in the first quarter. Grant with the ball. The pass to Portis. From deep. Batum grabs the miss.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
Way beyond the arc on that play. It's the kind of shot he can make, but not necessarily the one you want.
Smith, the pass to Portis. Back to Smith. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Look, it's hard to stop Smith. Even when you knock him around, he can still drain it in your face. But if you watch the Hornets over the past few seasons, it's easy to see how disciplined they are. They don't turn the ball over on simple plays. They never get too ahead of themselves and give away possessions.
Outside, Levine. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pass to Portis. Puts up a three. Sinks the triple. Grant's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Levine. Drops in the breakaway layup.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection. That's been a positive for them thus far and a negative for their opponent.
And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And here's Walker outside. The shot missing. And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this.
Sit down.
And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Oh, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
Grant is out there with Zach Levine. Then there's Larry Nance. Then it's Omer Usher. And it's Portis in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Here's Walker. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
How about the quick feet of Walker that really come into play on his drives to the rack?
Grant kicks to Levine. Ashik the screen for Levine. The feed now to Ashik. Here's Nance. Those 3 pointers off the mark. For Chicago, they won their last contest that game against Washington.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
No, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. With those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. D.A., thank you so much. To the wing right side. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Lock at 6. Charlotte moving the ball around. Three-pointer. Charlotte getting another chance here. He had a nice open look right there. Zeller's got his first points in this one.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
Here's Grant. And again, unable to change momentum here. The Hornets trail. Batum dishes to Walker. Takes a three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Walker's got 8 points. And some players, you just kind of know that they'll end up in coaching. Just the way they approach the game and go about themselves. Chris, having played Hoiberg during your career, did you ever see him become a head coach?
Well, it's not as easy to tell your opponents versus your teammates. Didn't have a really close relationship with him. Didn't know his expectations. Never played with him. So, no, I never saw it coming.
The shot's good from Nance.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really, the Achilles heel in that one.
Yeah, sad when you're aggressive enough to draw the fouls, but just not enough touch to cash in at the line.
So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Felicios checked in for Usher. Markkanen comes in for Portis. J.R. Smith's checked in for Zach LaVine. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Jaren Grant. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Howard's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Wash comes in for Cody Zeller. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Walker. Here's Felicio. He's guarded by Howard. Markkanen passes to Felicio. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Bulls lead by 3. For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Bosh, the screen. Pass to Harrison. Launches a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Harrison's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Oh, simple screen, but there was a defensive mix-up that left the man wide open.
Dunn kicks to Felicio. Down low. Here's Markkanen. Back to Felicio. He dishes it to Dunn. Nance passes to Felicio. Second shot opportunity, and it's sent back by Howard.
You got to be aware of Howard at all times, especially on defense, where he makes his living blocking shots.
And stolen by Dunn. It's tipped. Kidd-Gilchrist against Nance. Here's Lamb. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Inside, Felicio. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And you got to like the vision for Markkanen. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
Three-pointer. It's all in by the Bulls. They've led by as much as 10. Smith outside. And there's the pass to Felicio. 3-pointers off the mark.
And got to like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Kidd-Gilchrist dishes to Howard. Over Dunn. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Well, Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Felicio. The dish to Markkanen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And Markkanen is skilled at drawing fouls once he establishes position. Uses that height to get the defense to commit.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
His free throw ability makes him tough to defend in the post. Teams can't get too physical with him.
Here's Harrison. He has 7. Feeds it to Howard. Dishes it to Land. Kicks it to Bosch. Just 3 on the clock. And that's 2 points on the layup. Bosch has got it all tied up now for the Hornets.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got to be thinking jump shots, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. We just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thanks for your time. Back to you.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime. Chicago came ready to play. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possessions. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. The second quarter did not go as well for them as they saw their lead vanish and find themselves in a tie ball game. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game.
So that'll do it for now.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago. A time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. Welcome back. And Chris, I know you've been executive producing and hosting various TV shows. You had a great NBA career, obviously, and it seems like you continue to find success. How's that been for you?
Well, I try to take the same lessons I learned in sports. You know, when I first got to Golden State, the first man I searched out was Chris Mullin and found out all of his habits and stole all of his knowledge, and I tried to take that and move forward, and I try to do the same in other areas. I try to work with the best. I try to learn, work hard, work my way up the rookie ladder and see what happens. And so I've just aligned myself with some really great people, some wonderful thinkers and hard workers, and hopefully I'll continue to have fun like I am doing. So it's been a great ride.
You're always learning, right? You never stop learning.
Man, come on. It's not just about a school or a class or one mentor. It's about everyday learning so that you can kind of learn and put people's knowledge with your unique sense of self and make it work. Why not learn on someone else's dime? Why go through life making mistakes when other people can kind of let you know, wait, I did this, you want to think about that. And kind of just put your own playbook together.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Chris Bosch is out there with Howard. That's Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. Chicago leading by 4. Now, here's Dunn. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. He feeds it to Levine. He kicks it to Dunn. Just 5 to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Alicio, no good.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Good on the bucket.
That's the awareness that Gilchrist has out there. Excellent at knowing where the open man is.
And here's Smith. He's got 8. Back to Felicio. To the paint. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Oh, that's the tenacity of Smith. He's willing to get nasty inside, especially when he earns these type of fouls.
And the first one at the line is good. Some changes for Chicago. Omer he's checked in for Felicio. Bobby Portis comes in for Markkanen, and it's Jaron Grant in for Dunn. Charlotte also making some changes. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Zeller comes in for Chris Bosch. And it's Batum in for Jeremy Lamb.
I don't care who it is, you can't leave him wide open from that range.
Here's Portis. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Outside, Walker. There's the three. And it's Walker again missing.
They haven't gotten their legs back. Just 1 for 4 to start the second half. The Bulls have been very active in revamping this roster. A lot of trades and player movement. They were worried of becoming a treadmill team.
Fast break. Here they come. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Look at the skill set Walker has. Superb at using his body inside to draw that contact.
That one is off. With some lackluster finishes to their season the last couple of years, that worry of finishing poorly isn't going away for Bulls fans. But luckily, the Bulls have a history of shaking things up.
It's never easy to make that choice. The front office has been proactive in shaking things up. Not easy, but they're committed to change right now.
The Bulls making a switch here. Nance is checked in. Grant the pass to Ashi. To the middle. Here's Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Good movement there. And the lead pass was right where it needs to be.
Hornets trail by 7. Hit by Zeller. Batum against Levine. To the inside. Right side, Kid Gilchrist. And there's the 3-second violation. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Chicago.
And they haven't been able to exploit the 3 from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Grant outside. In the corner, it's Levine. Buries it from 3-point range. And it's a 10-point Chicago lead.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with the basket coming off a quick pass.
Charlotte calls timeout. And Chris, the Sacramento teams you were on were so good at passing at every position. Just what is needed to build a kind of offense that does pass the ball like that, that's as fluid as that.
Well, 2 things. You have to have the offensive system, and then I think you have to have players with the skill set. You know, you can't really be a good passer if you're not a good scorer, because everybody's just going to stay back off of you and deny their man. But when you're a pretty good scorer, everyone has to watch you just as much as they watch their man, because you're just as much of a threat with the ball as you are passing. So I would say there we had guys that really could move the ball, that really could shoot the ball, so they were a threat. And all they had to do was be kind of a decoy. Pump fake, attack the basket, draw another guy, and then pass it to a guy that's willing to shoot. Unselfishness is a big trait, too, that you have to have. Guys that like seeing their teammates score, guys that enjoy seeing their other players get involved into the game. That's really important.
Wow, what a great breakdown. And the Hornets making a change here. Harrison's checked in. 1:25 left in the third. And Batum kicks to Hernan Gomez. And the basket is good. Hernan Gomez has got his first basket.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Now Grant, 5 points in the game. Ashik with it. To the inside. Here's Nance. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he'd like.
Now, when you watch the Hornets play, it seems like they play with a chip on their shoulder. I mean that in a good way. They play like they have something to prove. They have a very self-driven team.
Chris Dunn's checked in for the Bulls. Chris Bosh is checked in for the Hornets. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Kid Gilchrist. And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Dwight Howard's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Lamb with the ball. Now defended by Levine. Nance against Bosch. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Bosch has got 6 points. Chris, as you said, win or lose, you know that this Hornet team is going to battle you for all 4 quarters. They don't give up.
Well, a lot of that camaraderie has developed on this roster because of that. They know they don't have superstars and big names, but it doesn't deter them. They know they have a small margin there.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Harrison. He's got 7. The feed now to Batum. Right side Bosch. Shoots over Markkanen. Can't connect.
And how about Markkanen just lock it in on his man defensively? That 7-foot frame with his lateral movement, it can be intimidating. He's got to continue to work on that end to get better.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's Chicago as they end the 3rd quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run from the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Hornets trail by 11. Markkanen is out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Dunn. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Felicio in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And that one's good by Bosch.
And you got to like the interior game of Bosch. Excellent at using that high release to get shots up and over the D.
Now, here's Dunn. Pass to Felicio. Just 5 to shoot. Markkanen passes to Felicio. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. They set the screen. Bosch, the screen. From deep, Walker. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. Now, here's Dunn, guarded by Walker. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense.
What's up?
And the technical free throw is good.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
Inside, and the jam by Larry Nance.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Hornets trail by 11. Charlotte calls timeout. One thing that I think many players and certainly many other coaches, Chris, in the NBA love about Steve Clifford is his brutal honesty. He will pull no punches with you.
Yeah, the reporters just can't throw cliche phrases at him during the press conferences, or he'll dismantle him. The frankness he has with the media and players, it's one reason players like playing for him.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Nance. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford had to say to his team. He is not pleased. He told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
No good on the free throw.
Now, we know this guy Smith is one of the most fearless shooters in the game. I don't know if he's ever seen a shot he didn't like.
That one misses. Hornets trail by 11. That's a 2-pointer from Walker, and basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
And here is Dunn. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Now Markkanen to the middle. Here's Felicio, and he slams it one-handed.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Lamb. Defense is right there. That shot wide open. 19 points for Walker.
Oh, and that's his second three-pointer this half. I mean, he's really cooking now.
Done with it. Inside. Out to Smith. Shot clock at 5. From the arc. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by Smith. Markkanen's got the lead up to 12 now for the Bulls. Hornets have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Screen by Howard. And Lamb kicks to Walker. Offensive rebound. Charlotte moving it around. Batum wide open. He fires. That 3 off the mark. Chicago leading by 12. And it's Smith penetrating. Chris Bosh with the rebound. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Outside, Batum. Lamb with the ball. Now defended by Levine. Batum, good.
Well, Batum is a volume three-point shooter. If he has any space whatsoever, he's pulling up. Most likely connected.
Here's Dunn. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter, and Markkanen throws it down.
Well, he's picking his spots, understanding the game so well, helps them fuel this lead.
Charlotte making a switch here. Kid Gilchrist has checked in. Well, a few seasons ago, the NBA introduced the last 2-minute report, where they release a review of all the calls in the final 2 minutes of a game. It has certainly had some mixed reaction. Chris, how do you feel about the public review that a refereeing crew now faces with the report?
Well, I think pressure should be on referees just like it is on players. I think everyone gets their job evaluated, and it's no different from anyone else. I don't know what it does, though, what a report does by telling you what happened in the last 2 minutes and that this referee missed the call. So I don't know what it does, but I don't mind it because everyone needs to be held accountable, and transparency is always good.
Clock at 6. To the inside, Felicio, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Chicago.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season, will go down as their 48th win.
And their dominance continues, guys, as they sweep the season series 4 games to none.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Lauri Markkanen.
Their offense had a great flow to it because of how well he was moving the ball. His assists were way up there, and he kept everybody moving, working to get over.
Nice shot by Smith.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and it's Bosh in the corner. No good with the triple. Now, here is Smith. From deep 3-point range, count it.
like another two-guard break. Didn't even like the shot.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clean